And well, it's not just the United States on edge ahead of this week's election. Whether it's Kamala Harris or Donald Trump moving into the White House, there will be big implications for the rest of the world. One of the most notable for New Zealand will be around trade, particularly with former President Trump trumpeting massive tariffs on all trade. We're here to discuss. We're joined by Prime Minister Christopher Luxon. Good morning, Prime Minister.
Good morning, Daniel. Good to be with you.
Good to see you. If elected, will Kamala Harris forge closer ties with New Zealand? And if she loses, how disruptive could a second Donald Trump presidency be?
Well, look, I'm like everybody else. I can't predict what the outcome will be, but what I can say is that we need to be able to work with whoever the American people pick as their president and that administration.
It's great that you spent time with officials there in the US, because you'll be aware that Donald Trump has campaigned to impose 20% import tariffs. So I'm asking you, what work is going behind the scenes to mitigate this if he returns to presidency?
Well, again, it's sort of speculation and assuming an outcome, which I'm not going to get into. And we
but Prime Minister, just to go back to my question, I'm sorry to jump in, but if Trump gets presidency and comes in, I mean, he's campaigning to impose 20% tariff. There must be a plan B that's underway at the moment with your officials to mitigate this. Yes?
Well, we work in a contingency environment with plan A, B and C all the time with all of our relationships.
There'll be two outcomes, whatever the result. Either way, what would it mean for New Zealand?
Well, I mean, we have to be able to find a way to work with leaders of all countries around the world.
I want to bring issues closer to home. Once again, your Associate Health Minister, Casey Costello, is under the spotlight after a ministry official questioned her independent advice, where she used to justify tax cuts of $200 million plus to Philip Morris. Her response was to call out the officials. Was that the right response?
Well, so let's just back it up a little bit.
And you mentioned heated tobacco products, but Prime Minister, we've had international experts come on our show and the evidence just doesn't back that up.
Well, what we're doing is we're giving it a go. We said we'd review it in 12 months' time and see whether it has been effective at moving people off cigarettes into something that's different.
Let's move on to the Christchurch on-sale program, Prime Minister. Change to the Christchurch on-sale program was announced yesterday. Is it fair?
Yeah, look, it's trying to find the balance between timeliness and fairness. So you've got to find the balance because it was a program under the last government. It was a right approach to avoid costly litigation and lots of people tied up in legal circles. That is still an option for people. But at the end of the day, we need to find that balance between fairness and also cost management. And I think this does it really, really well.
Yeah, because Labour have come out saying it's only complete when the last quake-damaged house is repaired in Christchurch. So for people in Christchurch who are still in limbo at the moment, what is your message to them?
Well, again, what David Seymour's quite rightly doing is trying to speed up the process so that it actually comes to an end, that it's done in a fair way, it's done in a timely way, because you're right, it has dragged on.
Prime Minister Christopher Luxon, as always, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Great to be with you, Daniel. Have a good day.